Hello guys, today it is time for another English video, and to be honest, I've been planning on making this video for ages, but I just didn't have the time and I had to postpone it over and over again because stuff was going on and so I'm doing it now. And I'm doing this video because about a month ago I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is totally crazy. I never thought I would ever hit 1,000 subscribers. To be honest, I didn't even think I would ever hit 100 subscribers, because, the music I'm making and the vlogs is basically something that I started making for myself to be able to look back on and reflect on how my transition is progressing. And I just put it up on YouTube because I thought, it's a good place to be able to access stuff from wherever. And yeah, I never expected it to get this big, especially with the music. And over the last year, I got so many messages from you guys telling me how much you like the music or the videos. And I really, really, really appreciate all your support. And I hope that you'll stay tuned and keep watching. And I'll try to make videos that you can take something from, and that kind of help people. Because I found that doing YouTube is actually a really, really good way to help people and to answer questions and to be in contact with other people. So yeah, thank you so much for being there and watching me and supporting me. So I've been planning for a while to do this Q&A video because I feel like, we've known each other for a while now probably, and you don't know much about me personally, I think. So a while ago, I asked you to send me questions, and I actually got some questions. Thank you so much for sending me questions. And I got a list of the questions, and I'm just going to try to go through them and answer them as honestly as I possibly can. So the first question that you sent me was, when did you come out as trans? I came out as trans to my family in March 2015, so that was over 2 years ago. They didn't really know what trans was or what was going on, and there were some comments that were not that great, but it was because they didn't know anything about it, and they learned about it, and now they're totally fine with it. And yeah, so I came out to my family in March, and then I came out to the rest of my friends and family and everyone in September of 2015. And then I came out of my job officially because my boss knew beforehand and some colleagues knew beforehand, but the official coming out of my job was May 19th, 2016, which conveniently was also the day that I started T. So that was probably the craziest day I ever had in my life. The second question is, how old are you and what do you do for a living? I am turning 26 on July 4th, and I work as a nursery and kindergarten teacher, because in Austria we have a different school system than in the US. We have nursery and kindergarten combined in one class, so I have children from the age of 3 to the age of 6, and I basically prepare them for school. Next question, how tall are you? I'm actually quite happy with my height for a trans guy. I'm 174 centimeters tall. I have no idea what that is in feet and inches. What's my favorite ice cream flavor? I'm kind of boring with ice cream flavors. I'm very classical. I love chocolate. So normally I always go for chocolate or something chocolatey. There's this place in the south of Austria, in Carinthia, where I go on vacation with my family every year. And they have this ice cream parlor which sells the best lemon ice cream I've ever tasted. So it's either that particular lemon ice cream or chocolate. The next question is, favorite city you've ever lived in? Well, that is most definitely Vienna, which is the city that I'm living in right now. It's the capital city of Austria, and it's very old and historical and a beautiful city with beautiful buildings and huge parks and great food, great coffee houses, and just a city that I totally love to explore and just walk through the streets and have a look around. And it actually won first place in this survey that they do every year about what's the most livable city in the entire world. And Vienna has been named as the most livable city in the entire world for like the 6th or 7th time now, I think. But I also lived in Boston, which is a great city, and I haven't lived in many more places. Next question is an interesting one. My favorite shape of pasta. I think I'll have to go with tagliatelle. You know, the really flat ones. I don't even know if you pronounce it that way, tagliatelle. Anyway, that's my favorite shape of pasta. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? That's a hard one, but I think I would choose super speed because that would be so convenient. I could just save so much time speeding through all the housework and everything, all the stuff that I don't like to do, and then have loads of time to do whatever I really want to do. Next question. Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a bad one. What TV shows are you currently watching? I guess I'll have to come out now. I have to tell you something about me that you will find very, very strange. But I don't watch TV. Like, not at all. Ever. I don't watch TV series. I think I've watched about 2 or 3 series in my entire life. I just don't watch TV. I actually canceled my TV channels because I never use them. And I don't have Netflix. I do have Amazon Prime, but I use it about every 3 months. And if I use it, I just watch movies and never TV shows. But I guess there is one TV show that I watched about a year ago, which was Ripper Street. And it's kind of crazy that I watched that because normally I can't see any blood. Normally I just faint when I see blood. But for some reason I watched Ripper Street and I really liked it. But that's kind of the only show that I've kind of gotten into in the last 5 or 6 years. So, very sorry to disappoint, but also when people ask me what's your favorite show, or they talk about shows next to me, I just can't, I don't know any shows, you know, and I can't participate in that kind of conversation at all, because I don't watch TV. Sorry. What genre of books do you like to read? There are two. On the one hand, I grew up reading fantasy like Harry Potter or Hunger Games or Narnia. I really liked Maze Runner, stuff like that. And on the other hand, I like historical novels, which is kind of a fictional story, but there's always a real historical background. For example, a story that takes place in World War II or something, and the story itself is fictional, but in the background, there are a lot of stories that are actually true, and there are some people mentioned that actually lived, because I'm really interested in history, and that's something that I really like. Next question is a trans-related one. What was the best and the worst change on testosterone? Wow, I guess I would say that the best change on T so far has been my voice. Even though my voice is not as deep yet as I would like it to be, and I still hope that it will go down a little further and that it will sound a bit more male than it does now. It's kind of some in-between voice now. But when I listened to myself a year ago, there's really been a massive change in my voice, and it's really gone down, and it really helped my passing. And also, I'm so glad that I'm still able to sing, because a lot of people tell you, you know, that tea can actually ruin your singing voice, and I can still sing without any problems, and I'm really thankful for that. So that's been probably the greatest change on tea. The worst one, it's hard to really say that there is any really bad change. Some people talk about things like acne or hair loss. that's something that hasn't really happened to me yet. I got some acne, but it's not so bad. Like, it's really nothing I could complain about. And as for hair loss, I'm still waiting for that and dreading that, but so far it hasn't happened yet. But I haven't been on tea for so long, so I'm sure that a certain amount of hair loss will happen sometime in the future, but it hasn't happened yet. So for now, I would say the worst change, or the worst thing, it's not a change really, the worst thing about tea was my emotions just going wild. Feeling really good one day and then the other way really bad, and feeling really angry sometimes and then totally calm and not being able to cry anymore, and all these, typical puberty symptoms with my mood swings and stuff like that. That's been the worst thing on tea, which is not really bad, so I haven't had any really, really bad things happen on tea. And as for changes, there's not a single change that I would say is a bad change. I've had great changes, and I'm really happy with tea. Favorite song of the ones you wrote? I kind of have a hard time rating my own art. They all mean a lot to me in many different ways, but there are three that I like better than others in terms of performing them, because I have a lot of fun playing them on the piano and singing, which are Trans Pride Anthem, which is probably my favorite of them all to perform, Braver Than Me, which is a song that I wrote for a friend of mine, and it's really fun to play on the piano. It's really hard to play. I really had to practice a lot to be able to play it, and now that I can play it, it's a lot of fun to perform. And the third one would be Pretty Castles, which is also fun to sing and play. But otherwise, I like all of the songs that I wrote, so each of them means a lot to me. I'm probably going to make a video about my songs and what each of them means to me personally, because each of them has a backstory. I know I already promised to do that in another video that I made a while ago, so it's still on my radar. I'm still gonna do it sometime. Yeah, and then there's another question. Do you have siblings? Yes, I do have one sister who is 4.5 years younger than me. Her name is Vicky, and we're really close. We really love each other dearly. So she's on a lot of pictures that I post on Instagram, and she's been in the last video, in my 1 year on tea video. There have been some scenes where she's in it. So the girl that's always next to me in all the pictures on Instagram, that's my sister. It's not my girlfriend, it's my sister. Yeah, I guess those are all the questions that you sent me so far. If you have any more questions or want to know anything in particular about me, you can send me questions anytime, and if I have enough of them, I'll probably make another Q&A video. So I guess that's it for now, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, all the best, and goodbye.